Hello, good morning everyone. Today we are going to view several techniques to detect crossovers on some indicators that may be not so easy to understand how to do this. For example, on the CCI, where we only have one line with one parameter, the period. We have also some horizontal lines. If we want to have a signal when this indicator changes the trend, like the signals that we have on this custom indicator, as we can see, the custom indicator has a second line, which is an average with a smoothing of 8 bars. What we can do is adding another line, a moving average of our line, on this example the CCI. So we add an exponential moving average, but instead of being an average of the price, it will be an average of the CCI. So we select on the input series, we search for the indicator, on this example the CCI, we select the period, and now we have an average of the value of the CCI. As we don't want it over the price because the scales don't match, we can drag and drop it over the CCI, or we can also select the correct panel from the input settings. The faster the moving average, so the smaller the period, the tighter the line will be with the CCI. If we use one, then both lines will be the same, because this is an average of only 1 bar. So the fastest option is using a period of 2. And this is where the average is going to be more tight with the main line. So now we can detect the crossovers of the main line with its average, as it is done on the custom indicator. If we select a period of 8, so it is an average of the last 8 bars of the CCI, then we get the same values as the custom indicator, and we get those signals on each crossover. We can apply this technique to any indicator that only draw one line. On other indicators, like for example the MACD, is easier because it already includes an average. Here we have the MACD and its average, so it is easy to detect the crossovers. But on some indicators we need to apply an average. We can do that also with markers tools, where we only need to copy the main line and its average. We also have the option of using a custom indicator, where we just set the main period and the average period, and then it will paint all the signals that are compatible with markers, so we can automate them. There are several custom indicators for crossovers. All of them can be found on the crossover section of the web page. We have CCI crossovers, of exponential moving average, HMAs, and this one, it is one of the last setups that we saw. This is to make easier to apply a setup if we don't want to make all the configuration by hand, line by line. But if we want to create this setup with markers tools, we need to copy each one of these lines. So we use the copy indicator, assign a name, for example CCI, and then look for the indicator, CCI, select the correct period. Now we get the copied version of the CCI at the bottom, and then we do the same with the average. This is an exponential moving average of 8 bars of the CCI. So we use the copy indicator again, assign a name, for example average, and on the input series we select an EMA of 8 bars, and on input series we place the CCI indicator with the correct settings. I will use a different color so we can see the difference. And now we can put both lines together, so we have the same setup on the top and on the bottom. On the bottom we have the copied version with markers variables. Each line has a name, one is CCI, the other is ABG. So now we can use the crossover indicator between CCI and ABG, and we get the entry lines or the signal lines that we had before with the custom indicator. These signals can be automated by markers. We can see an example using market replay. So we connect to market replay, and we can make a test from 11:20 to 12:20. So we go to 11:20. Now we can add markers. First we need to select on Ninjatrader one ATM, for example this one with only 12 ticks of target versus 15 of stop. We add markers, select the replay account. I will use market orders, and I only need to configure the signals. The signals are arrows up and down on orange, red and green, so we only need to set those settings with the same colors, orange, red and green, and this is an arrow up and the short is an arrow down. Now we are ready to test the signals, enable the longs, enable the shorts in automatic mode. I can remove the original lines because they are no longer needed. I will increase a little the speed. We are almost on a
Order
crossover,
filled. Target filled.
and here we have a short signal and a trade. We cannot see the trades, so we need to show the plot executions, and now we can see where it was the entry and the exit. Let's go
Order
a little more.
filled.
Here we have a long on this crossover. It produces an arrow up. Markers detected the arrow and executed a long entry.
Target filled. Order
Now
filled.
we have another crossover
Target
to the
filled.
downside. So we have a red arrow and marker executed a short. And now we don't need any custom indicator, because with Marker Plus we can create all the setup and even automate the signals. If instead of having Marker Plus we only have Markers Lite, Markers Lite can only execute signals. So we need an indicator that paints those signals. So on this example we will need the indicator that painted the CCI crossovers. I was using 14 and 8 for the smoothing, and now we are ready to try the same setup with Markers Lite and a custom indicator to paint the signals. Hope this video has been useful for you, where we learn how to detect a crossover of a line that doesn't have an average. So we create an average and detect the crossover with the main line, and we also learn how to create the whole setup with Marker Plus. Any question or comment, please post below this video. Thank you everyone, bye bye.